Second man press on FIFA 22 is pretty broken right now, and it is a really effective way to be better in defense and have the ability to track other runners while still applying pressure to the ball holder. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to do that to take your defensive game to that next level. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. First of all, I need to go ahead and explain what is second man press teammate contain, as it may be known of as well. This is where you hold your R1 button on PlayStation or RB on Xbox. If you've changed it, just look for the teammate contain second man press button in your controller settings. And essentially, when you hold down this button, the game is going to select a player which will have a green icon above his head. That green icon above his head is meaning that he is the player which will be doing the second man press, the teammate contain. They will go ahead and press the ball holder as long as you hold down that R1 RB button. If you tap it, you've let go of it. That doesn't work. You have to hold it down. You can hold it down and the player will press the ball holder for 4 seconds. This year, EA added it in so that they would press the ball better and quicker. But they can only do it for 4 seconds. So each player has a 4-second green icon timer. As it expires, it will go from green to red. That means that player can no longer press that ball. If you change to a different player, however, and a different player is second man press, they have their own 4-second timer. So bear that in mind. What we're going to do is go through and show you examples on how the second man press works, how you can introduce it into your game, and how it can help you in defense. As we do it, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say if you can please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. It really does help us grow here on YouTube, and your support recently has been absolutely incredible. So thank you for that. Let's go back to the video. So tip number 1 with second man press, the way you can use it and find it to be very, very effective. You want to manually press the ball holder. You can see I'm doing that here with Vinicius Jr. Once I have manually pressed the ball holder, I'm trying to predict where I think his next pass is going to be. I think the next pass that he will logically look for is this one into here. So I'm thinking that Renato Sanchez. He may go down the wing, but I'm predicting that pass back in the middle to be the option. So now what I'm going to do is I manually press the ball holder. I've got a few yards away from him. I then switch into this Valverde. That's where right stick switching comes into it. There'll be a separate tutorial on that, but it's a right stick switching is a whole new thing, so you'll need a separate video for that. But yes, right stick switching is needed there. What you can now see is this green icon above that player's head. That is where I'm holding the R1 RB button, the second man press, the teammate contain. This player will now carry on applying pressure to that ball holder. I then have switched to this man, and I'm already about to press that ball. I'm trying to predict the player. I'm trying to be ahead of what the opponent is going to do. Doing this allows me then to go ahead and win the ball and obviously look to get up the other end. Now, same again here. We can see in this example, the opponent has turned. He's turned to go forward. He wants to try and get into a more attacking area. What have I now done? Well, I'm manually pressing the ball holder myself. That means he can't play this pass. And I've then hold R1, RB for that second man press. Now this player, remember, is going to press the ball holder. He's not going to press this man. He's going to press the ball holder. So now I've done what I call as tip number 2, setting up a trap, tag teaming the opponent. Where you have 2 players closing down the ball holder. He doesn't then have a way out. So I'm putting pressure on manually by sprinting at him and holding the sprint button and the jockey button, which is L2 on PlayStation, LT on Xbox, and I'm charging at him. Holding that second man press allows this Dembele to put that little bit of pressure on and means that he can't go into this pass. He has to go backwards there. If he does choose to go backwards there and goes down the line, that's absolutely fine. I trust my defensive abilities with my fullback to just keep him on the wing. Please do bear in mind, however, with second man press, which is a key thing to take into account, it works off defensive awareness. So if you've got Dembele pressing, he doesn't press as good as, say, my Delaney does, the CDM. Defensive awareness is the biggest thing. That means how quick they press, how good they press, and the chances of them getting the ball back. If you are trying to second man press with your attackers all the time, it won't be as great. It's best with your centre defensive mids, your fullbacks and centre backs in certain areas. So you can see now we force him to go, right, I don't have that pass into those forward players. I can't do it. He cannot go forward. He tries it, and I then go ahead and win the ball. And this is where this is brilliant. I now win the ball in the middle of the pitch, which is allowing me to get that turnover and get into his final third, get into his 18-yard box. He makes some defensive mistakes. He's too aggressive. We have some nice feet with that Gomez, just trying to wait for the opening. We get it across and we go for that lovely byline, sweat across, and the centre-back pops that one into the back of the net. So very effective there and works really, really well. Tip number 3 when it comes to second man press is to just always be careful of obviously who it is that you're controlling with that second man press button. Sometimes your fullback will be the one selected and it might pull your fullback out of position. Simply release the R1, press it again and try and get it onto the next man. The way I tend to use second man press is to manually run at the opponent with the player, then switch off them, hold the second man press to that player, which I was just controlling, now carries on pressing the ball holder while I start covering all of their different options. Works really well and ensures really that the player that you second man press with is that man close enough to the ball. If you don't do that and you try and get it with someone further away, it can be a little bit more fiddly to get the desired player that you may want. You can see here, I press the ball with a Vinicius Jr. I switch to the fullback. I then hold that second man press and let the Vinicius Jr. press manually, cover off that option down the line, forcing him to turn backwards. Another thing that I will do is tip number 4, and I tend to do this really with my strikers if I'm honest. I will manually press the opponent's defender. I will then switch off them, cover the next pass with the next player, hold that second man press so my striker carries on pressing their defender, and then I will tap the L1 button, the LB button on Xbox, to change to the man close enough to the ball, which was that striker which I was controlling, and then I will step in and try and win that ball. It's like a quick switch. You're leading the opponent into a false sense of security because they think, oh, he's not pressing me manually. He's tracking the next pass possibly. I've got more time on the ball than I think. Similar to what we did here with the Delaney in the example. So it can work really, really well for you when you introduce the second man press in those sort of areas, and that sort of thing will definitely become beneficial for you. What are the things that are overpowered, let's say, with a second man press? In defense, inside the 18-yard box, the AI will win the ball for you quite a lot when you use it, especially with those high-rated defensive players with the high defensive stats. They're really good at doing that. There's times where the game will step in, win the ball for you without you actually having the need to do anything, which is ideal if you trust the AI defending. And one thing that it can be tricky with, as I said, is sometimes just getting the right man. You do have to try and keep an eye on that green icon, which for some players can be difficult to do while manually moving their players around as well. So when you do use this, some of the common mistakes that you're going to find people doing is selecting the wrong man and having their team shape pulled all over the place. So just remember the principle of manually press with the player that you want. Then when you switch off them, then hold R1 and you will find it will be that player. You can see that in times throughout these examples, I'm tapping that R1 button, that RB button. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. There, with Valverde, puts that a little bit of pressure on. If you then want to manually switch to it, just press that LB button. It will change you to the man closest to the ball, which will be nice and easy for you. So those are kind of the ways that you want to use the second man press and where it can work for you. Honestly, right now, in the defensive awareness is absolutely incredible. It's really easy to defend with it. In the final third, to manually press and try and win the ball back, it's a little bit poor because it's done off the defensive stats, and obviously your attackers don't have those high defensive stats. So it is a little hard to get the ball in the opponent's final third when they're passing it around the back. That's where I'd recommend using team press or constant pressure. But definitely in these sort of areas inside your own half and you're defending, it is so effective to do. So there you have it then, ladies and gentlemen. That is our second man press tutorial on FIFA 22. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Pop them down below in the comment section. If you want to come over to the Twitch stream where you can ask questions live and get answers directly from me there, please do. Twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. We do stream every single day. Come on over and say hello. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.